Hi YouTube, it's Evan. Today's video is going to be kind of a response to a lot of questions I've been getting and a lot of comments and things like that. And the question is what kind of witch am I? And this was already asked in my 21 witchy questions. It was one of the first videos I've ever done, so I don't know if you guys have seen that or not, but if not, it's in my videos. So what kind of witch am I? Because I know that my channel, and I'm not trying to confuse anybody, I'm not trying to get signals crossed or miscommunication. Wicca and witchcraft are two completely different components. Not every Wiccan is a witch and vice versa. I also did a video on the difference between paganism, witchcraft, and Wicca, and things like that. So if you guys have no idea what the difference is between the three, then go ahead and check out that video of mine. But I'm just going to brief you really quick. A Wiccan is somebody who usually believes in a god and a goddess, a balance between light and dark, positive, negative, things like that. They also work within the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. And they do have a reed. It's not necessarily like a book of rules. It's more like the commandments. You know, and there's a whole bunch of different ones and things like that. And the most popular and common one is ye harm none, do what he wilt. And that literally means, as a Wiccan, you do not manipulate, hurt, harm, hex, curse anybody, living, animal, person, anything like that. And a witch is somebody who may not be the least interested in a god or goddess, and they may not be the least interested in the elements. A witch is simply somebody who uses objects. It can either be a wand, an athame, candles, fire, divination. Basically, a witch is somebody who uses and manipulates objects to better help them achieve their goal that they are trying to achieve. Let me just breathe for a minute. Okay. Bear with me. I know if you're new to this whole thing, this might seem like kind of like a shocker to you, kind of a shell shock type of thing, but they are different. Do some research on it. So yeah, I am an eclectic Wiccan witch, meaning I choose to incorporate witchcraft within my practice. I do not have to, but I choose to. And I have been doing a lot of reflecting. This time of year, like the fall and the winter time, are really my times of year where I really do a lot of self-reflecting and self-workings and things like that, cleansings. I really kind of focus on myself. Simply just because, you know, this time of year it's really cold, so you can't really enjoy the outdoors as much. So you do tend to spend a lot of time inside. And you kind of get cabin fever, and you kind of get to thinking about some things that either you shouldn't be thinking about, or you need to be thinking about, but don't want to. You know what I'm saying. So anyway, the question is, what kind of witch am I? And to be honest, I really don't even 100% know. I have been practicing Wicca for almost 11, 12 years now. And while I do practice the read, I do follow the read, and I do my fair share of studying and research and everything I need to do as far as Wicca is concerned, I have always been a witch as well. And I have been a witch longer than I've been Wiccan. I have always had an interest in, you know, even as a small child, in fire gazing. I've always been very observant of the outdoors. I've always kind of yearned to be outdoors, and I've always kind of had the connection to, you know, divinate and to use objects to kind of help me focus, which constitutes as witchcraft in a sense. So it wasn't until I was about, I don't know, preteen, I want to say, where I started really getting into Wicca. But like I said, witchcraft was always there. And what kind of witch am I? I guess if you want to put a label on it, I would be considered a gray witch. Meaning I don't just do positive, light, uplifting, healing magic, but I also don't do hexing, cursing, love spells, things like that. And a gray witch is basically somebody who does what is necessary, magically speaking, to, how should I explain this? It really is hard to explain. Basically, a Grey Witch is somebody who does what they have to do to protect themselves in a negative situation. Let me just give you an example. Say, for example, somebody in town is slandering you or spreading a bunch of rumors about you. You can do a spell to stop the slander. And for some people, that's considered bad, evil, because you are forcing that person to do something that they would not normally do on their own free will. But if it is hurting you, I do believe that you should take the necessary steps to protect yourself and to stop the problem at hand. If you have tried other routes first, if you've tried talking to this person, in some extreme cases, a restraining order on this person, whatever it may be, and if none of that seems to work, then you can turn to a spell. Now, some of my Wiccan friends and some of my Wiccan subscribers are probably going to say, well, that's not very Wiccan of you at all. Like I said earlier in the read, ye harm none, do it he wilt. And I don't necessarily believe that's harming somebody. And I don't really want to say, oh, well, he or she started it, so that's why I did it, Because it's not out of vengeance, it's not out of, militia, it's not out of anything bad. It's just another way to stop a problem if you have tried other ways and other routes to do so. So I guess you would say I'm a Grey Witch. Another example is, say somebody is trying to make a move on your man or your woman, and they know that they are with you. What do? You can email the person, tell them to stop, talk to them, tell them to stop, and like I said, you can get a restraining order, and if that doesn't work, you can do a spell. Like I said, I do not do spell work like in this manner to use vengefully, to use as, well, you did this to me, so you're going to get what you deserve. I don't use it, certainly do not use it to try to act like I am karma, because karma will come whether I do a spell or not to that person. So I guess the answer to that whole question is, I'm considered a Grey Witch, and this is something I've also been wanting to kind of talk to you guys about. It's just kind of a whole other video because it's going to be kind of long. I think this video is already getting kind of long. So I'm going to kind of wrap it up for now, but within the next couple of weeks, I will be doing another video on what it is like to kind of spiritually transition into a different spirituality or to incorporate another spirituality into your own. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions or any comments or concerns. And you can always email me at evan.rose@gmail.com. If you have any personal questions or anything like that, or any personal comments, please email me at my personal email, the one at evan.rose@gmail.com, because I would really hate for you to comment below something personal and then you get backlash for whatever reason. People are assholes, let's just say it. They are. Alright guys, well until then, I wish you all lots of light, love, and blessings, and I will see you next time. Take care.